Jack and the Beanstalk. There once was a poor widow who lived with her son Jack in a faraway forest. One day, Jack's mother sent Jack to the market to sell their only cow. While on the way, he was stopped by a man who was very excited by Jack's cow. "I'd like to buy him," the man exclaimed. Jack thought about it for a moment. He was trying to sell the cow, and if he sold it now, he could get home to his mother quicker. He asked the man, "What will you pay me for this cow?" The man reached deep into his pocket and pulled out a handful of beans. They were more beautiful than normal beans, and Jack couldn't take his eyes off them. "These beans are magic," the man said. Jack couldn't say no to magic beans, so he gave the man his cow and ran home, excited to show his mother his prize. But when he got home, his mother wasn't pleased at all. "You gave up our only cow for some beans?" she cried. "These wouldn't even feed us for a single meal." She took the beans from Jack and threw them right out the window. Jack was so sad that night. He couldn't stop thinking about those beans and wondering if they truly were magical. The next morning, Jack's room was darker than normal. He peeked out his window, only to see that there was a giant beanstalk in front of it, in the exact spot his mother threw the beans the day before. It must have grown from his beans. They really were magic. Jack rushed outside and saw that the beanstalk was so tall that it reached the clouds. He decided to climb up, 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 all the way to the top. At the top, it was like a whole different world. The beanstalk had its own land, and in the middle of it all was a massive castle. Jack sneaked inside. Every bit of the castle, all of the tables, paintings, and chairs, they were huge. He wandered into the biggest kitchen he had ever seen. Then he saw a giant. She was cooking away. It all smelled so good that Jack couldn't resist. "Excuse me, could you please give me some food?" The giantess was very kind and gave him some bread and milk. It was delicious. While he was eating, the palace doors opened with a boom. The giantess's husband was home. He had heavy footsteps and a loud voice. The way he talked frightened Jack. "Fee, fi, fo, fum." Jack hid in the giant's cupboard. The giant looked around the house a little bit, but when he didn't find anyone, he ate his dinner, counted his many coins, and went to bed. Once Jack was certain the giant was asleep, he crept out of his hiding spot. He took one of the giant's coin bags and ran all the way home. The next day, Jack climbed up the beanstalk again. He had bread and milk with the giantess, hid in the cupboard when the giant got home, and waited until the giant went to sleep. This time, on the way out, a chicken caught his eye. It had laid golden eggs. Jack scooped up the chicken and its eggs and took them home with him. The third day, he went up the beanstalk one more time. He had his bread and milk, hid in the cupboard, and this time on his way out he took a golden harp. But when he was inches from escaping, the harp cried out, "Help, master!" The giant woke up immediately. "Fee, fi, fo, fum." Jack ran, but the giant followed. They both raced down the beanstalk. Jack got down first and sprinted to his house. He got an axe and went back to the beanstalk. He chopped as hard and fast as he could until finally the beanstalk came crashing down. Jack and his mother were safe from the giant, and they lived happily ever after. Thanks for watching!
Agora que a gente desenhou o nosso Jack, a gente vai plantar o beanstalk. Então, a gente vai botar algodão aqui dentro, lá no fundo. E a gente vai colocar também beans, que são seeds, ok? E a gente vai colocar um pouquinho de água e vai observar o que acontece. A teacher vai ficar esperando você dizer pra ela o que acontece. Será que vai acontecer igual na história do Jack and the Beanstalk? Será que vai crescer aqui o pé de feijão que vai até as nuvens? Então, tô esperando para saber de vocês, hein?